Hello and good morning. Welcome back to Neil and Jan Resellers.
Yes, after a couple of weeks off, we're back at the boot sale.
Yeah, it's nice to be back. It's lovely sunny morning.
Oh, it was glorious in that sense, but so bitterly cold. It was
cold.
The Sunday, 27th of November, wasn't it? And
so we're at
I think it was about -3 degrees.
We're at the South of England show, Ardingly, and it's undercover.
Yeah, it's the first time they've moved it undercover this year. I didn't know you could.
Another time, yeah. It's first day over this side. It's not very organised, unfortunately, this morning because we didn't know there was a dog show on over there.
Oh.
Come again, just telling me. Normally my son's on the gate. He's not well, so none of them here today.
So do we drive to that gate to come down here?
Right?
Brilliant, yeah, thank you.
Normally we've got the burgers and the seats, but that's not here, so I do apologise. But
it's all right, bring my own chair with me. But it's just nice that we got a boot sale to still come to.
Yes, good. And then they said we've been on 1 week, off 1 week, so hopefully now, especially with a bit inside, you know, we can sort of get a bit routine and get it sorted over the winter, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you come another week, just tell them who's ever on the gate, all right?
Brilliant, thank you. Well, I've got a disabled badge anyway, so. As you can see, we're starting today on the Jan cam. I've got my GoPro Hero 8 on a chest harness.
Chest harness, yeah, and it looks pretty good. I'm actually surprised. Now, later on you'll see that I'm using my gimbal for the first time.
What's your?
Mine's a DJI Action Osmo, but actually Jan's chest cam is actually pretty steady.
Considering I'm so wobbly, it's because I'm hanging onto the wall.
You see, if she lets go of the walkie, it all goes to shit.
But if I fall, you're going to get an interesting view of what happens.
Got some games there on the table. I was umming and ahhing whether I should have picked them up, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I had a look at them.
Yeah, it wasn't a very big sale on Sunday because I think it was the weather that put people off. It was bitterly cold.
It was.
And, you know, I just want to say a big thank you to all the people that made the effort and took their cars out and put tables out.
Yeah, absolutely.
And a lot of these are regulars, you know. I recognise some of their stock from the outside Ardingly boot sales. Now, I rather like the look of that shortbread mould. I think I'll pick it up in a second. But every time I wanted to touch anything, I've got to take my glove off.
So this is a shortbread mould,
yeah.
Is it?
And I quite like that, but I like it at sort of 50p a pound kind of thing.
Yeah. So what do you think that kind of thing might be worth?
I have no idea. I haven't looked it up even since we've been home.
I mean, what, 5-6 quid maybe?
What's that one? Oh, it may have been originally.
Okay.
I've never made shortbread. No, I was going to say I've never made shortbread, so I probably won't start now. I figure she's there every week, so if we go back next weekend, the chances are the shortbread thing's going to be there. So if I change my mind, I can get it next time.
Can you put that knife for me, dear? And then I've only just got it. I don't want to carry it around.
I have no idea what this chicken thing is. That the wrong sort of shape to hold an egg for a boiled egg.
Right, yeah.
His laces are too long.
So I don't know if it's just to put eggs on the side in your kitchen. I've got no idea. I should have asked her if she knew.
Yeah.
Next week.
Yeah.
Excuse me, how much looking at on the old coffee machine?
Which one? This one?
Yeah, that one.
That one is almost brand new. I only had it a week and I didn't like it. I wanted one of the brown ones like that.
Right.
This one is that. It's all right. No, that. What did I say? That one's 15. That one's 8. They both work. I say that one. I only had a couple of weeks.
Now, obviously I've just had a look at those coffee machines, and £15, that's kind of almost towards the end amount. I'm getting about £16-17
Yeah.
for the coffee machines.
Not enough wiggle room
Not-
for profit.
not enough profit,
for
really.
a reseller, is there?
No.
I mean, she's obviously a.
I mean, if
I
it's
saw
end
that
sell,
new teapot there, and I was umming and ahhing about asking how much they want for that, but
I quite like that purpley kind of tray with. Is it a dolphin, maybe?
yeah, I saw that as well. I think
That
I
looks
picked that
quite
up
nice.
at some point. And I rather like the little jug behind. That was, I think I picked that up as well in a minute.
Right.
And that was from Tintagel in Cornwall.
Oh, right, yeah.
Potteries down in Cornwall.
Sorry, I think you can actually hear my humming again. It's just a habit. I'm really sorry. Well, yeah, that's
But
not
you don't
bad.
have an actual tune, so there's no
No,
copyright.
there's no copyright, so we don't have to worry about that.
They're all original hummings, aren't they?
Yeah, you got a little camera down there, a 5 megapixel, but the lady's obviously pricing for end sellers. Not, you know, I picked them up for £2 or £3, so.
And there's nothing wrong with boot sellers trying to make their own profit.
Absolutely,
but
they totally
it's
should.
just a problem for us if we're trying to buy it to then sell it again.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. It's us trying to source for reselling, which doesn't mean to say that where we're going is going to have the right prices for us. You just have to hope. A lot of times it is, but you know people
Now,
have the right to make their own
there's
money.
a box of stamps there for making cards and things, but most of the other stuff on the table was brand new. So I thought, well, these people are obviously doing boot sales as a way of making money as opposed to just emptying out their cupboards. So I actually didn't. I've got no idea what the stamps would be worth, but I think they would probably be asking far too much money for my budget. I should ask
We
more.
should ask more because it's surprising that there are things.
I prejudge all the time when I go down boot sales, and I shouldn't. I should let them tell me before I decide it's too expensive.
Yeah. And that's the thing, you know, that's the thing. Let's say, for example, someone says, oh, it's £25. And then they go, what were you thinking of? Well, when you start going, well, actually, I pick them up for a tenner or
There's
something.
a lovely jug at the back of that table that we both rather liked, but I've not had any success selling any jugs so far.
Jugs?
So, and it's quite a big one.
It is quite a big one, yeah. But yeah, sometimes when you say to someone, you know, they're after £25 for something, and it's like, well, I picked them up for a tenner. Sometimes they do decide to wriggle down a bit on the price. I don't. Now, I picked up some. I'm not sure that they are the trousers I picked up. I think it was the one further down.
Oh. Because Neil picked up some leather trousers.
Yeah, I picked up some leather trousers. It might have been that one, but I thought it was the table further down. What are you looking at there? What do you know what you were
I
looking
have
at?
no idea what was catching my eye there. I think some of it, I was aware that I was wearing a camera and I was just kind of stopping and looking so that if anybody's viewing it later.
Yeah.
And also because it's strapped to your chest, you've kind of got to kind of angle your body so that
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, now I was looking at these kind of things, and I was looking and thinking, you know, because I do pick up shoes, but there was nothing there that really stood out to me and said, oh.
I picked up those
boots.
the furry boots, but they're not Uggs or anything.
Yeah.
They're just generic branded.
I must admit, I think I picked them up as well later on.
Which reminds me, I've got a pair of Ugg boots that I bought in the summer that I really ought to get listed.
Yeah. By the way, we're sat here with tea, coffee and biscuits.
Hobnobs.
Hobnobs, it's a bit of a feel. Oh yeah, hobnobs. Yeah, they are hobnobs. Always recommended when watching these films. Sit there with a cup of tea
join
and
us for
a
a cuppa.
coffee and... now, what are these
And this
balls?
is this store here that we're just coming up to, that's the first time that I've looked at somebody's face and recognised them, the guy that's on
Right.
the stock.
So this is
Because
the...
he's the stationery man.
He's the guy I've been buying my labels from. I've mentioned the labels quite a few times
But
before.
normally I recognise stalls and stock, but because
Yeah.
I'm always looking down, I don't actually look up to people's faces, which is really rude of me.
Right.
And I need to kind of look up more and recognise people more.
I did and ah.
Or you're looking at stock or bums, aren't you? Really?
No, I think it was this one that I bought the leathers from.
Oh, I don't
I think
remember
they were
seeing-
hanging up on the
Well,
on the vehicle, and this was the one with the. It's got a freewheel vehicle with. I think it's a golfing trolley,
I thought it was a kite
a
surfing.
kite
type
surfing,
thing.
but I don't know. It's not kite surfing. It's not big
Well,
enough.
not kite surfing because that's on water.
For kite
isn't it?
buggying,
But
yeah.
Kite buggy thingy. Well, if it isn't, you could have adapted it.
Yeah. I looked at that toolbox. You see, there's a grey toolbox.
No.
Behind the
back there
seat.
on the floor.
Behind the seat, yeah. You've got a toolbox, and it had little drawers that come out. And I actually thought that'd be quite good. It was just a shame that there was a couple of the drawers that were
I'm just
broken.
walking straight past the tools. They're all brand new tools. No interest to me whatsoever.
However, the tools did have batteries on it, and I bought
Yeah.
some batteries from him.
He was pulling a great big festival trolley round with
A
a bucket of
battery.
A4 batteries.
Now, I looked at this radio.
I looked at that as well because
this.
it looks rather nice,
It
but I
does
thought
look-
it's a big thing.
It's big, it's modern, and they're not actually that expensive.
Yeah.
I think you can pick them up for
Probably about 50 quid.
about
new.
50 quid new, and there's a good chance they're going to want 30, 35 for it. There's not a lot in it.
And to me, the first thing is space it's going to take up
Yeah,
to store it.
and you've already got one sat here next to us.
Yeah, that I
haven't
got
listed
back
yet.
in the summer.
No, I like some of these.
I had a look at those jugs at the back
Yeah.
there, and I know other people pick up that sort of thing, the brown ones,
Yeah,
but they don't really. I
kind
don't
of
really
like-
know enough about it to know if they've got any value or not.
Yeah, I mean, there's some bits there, and it's kind of it's like those whiter ones to the left-hand side there. I kind of like the look of, but what are they for? I don't know what you'd use them for. It's kind of,
Drinking?
would you drink out of it?
If they're a mug with a handle up.
Well, it looked like it had more of a spout, more of a jug for.
Oh, were they jugs, the other ones?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I thought they were mugs. Oh, now down on the floor here, there's one of these egg separator things. I think I'm going to pick it up and have a look at it. And I did think about getting it, and I might even get it next week. I've got no idea what it would be worth to sell it. It's new in a box, but it's
Well,
where
you could have
I
a
don't know if
little
you're
look
gonna. Yeah, I don't know if you're
beforehand.
going to see on the picture on the box, but it's where all the white of the egg pours like slime out of the nose of this thing. Bogeyman egg
thank you.
separator.
Oh, there, it's just about to see it there, and it's just like.
It's
Yeah,
horrible.
I mean, it is horrible, isn't it?
It's funny in a way, but
funny
it's
kind
quite
of-
disgusting
But
also.
it also obviously works as an egg separator.
But he's asking £2 for all the new bits on the floor, and I thought, well, I don't know, would it sell?
Yeah, I mean,
Is there a profit in
what
it?
would it? What, 4 or 5 quid maybe? So you're only going to double your money at most. If it sells.
And it's ironic that all the boot sales we've been to this year where we've just run out of money, and this one we took plenty with us, but
I took
didn't really find very much.
I took 100 quid, and I
and
spent
bought 4 A4
20.
batteries.
No, I bought the leather trousers
Oh, you
as
did
well.
get the leather
I spent 20 quid at this boot sale.
I've got loads of grandkids.
But now you can't pout with the trousers. Now you've tried them on, they're mine.
Oh wait, yeah, they fit.
It's not mine.
They fit. I'm gonna use a pair for my mountain boarding. And I'm gonna.
Well, I think leather are actually very good for days like then,
Yeah.
because it was so bitterly cold, and if there's any kind of wind, the leather does stop the wind a bit, doesn't it?
It'll also stop I think I don't know whether they'd be totally waterproof, but they should kind of be quite waterproof, I would imagine. I quite like the picture. I mean, it's an anime picture here. It's big though, and I'm trying to send it out. I wouldn't want to send it out. Ooh, now on the floor there's a
Oh yeah,
a
I've seen other
thing.
people getting
Glenn
those.
picked one of those up at the boot sale. That I probably should have picked. We probably should have picked up.
Was I saying most of these sellers will probably be there next weekend?
Yeah, that thing. I think Glenn. We were with Glenn, and he picked
And he
one
picked
up.
of those.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking next week, because we're allowed to drive the car right down to the actual boot sale itself,
Yeah.
I might not take the
Walker.
wheelie walker with
Yeah.
me, because I won't need to sit down. It's quite a small area.
Yes.
And then I might be able to just get in like everybody else does instead of hanging at the back. You know, I always feel that everybody's always in front of me, and I feel as though
Yeah.
I'm a bit in the way if I'm in front. And because it's undercover, it's nice and flat, so if anybody's in a wheelchair or got children in pushchairs or just dragging a great big festival trolley,
Yeah.
it's a bit easier and not muddy.
Yeah. So where are we heading? So there's some actually some bits that are outside now, and
I'm just crossing over to the
Jan's
other bit.
just crossing over to the other bit here, and just a couple of stalls outside. So
Oh, is that you in front of me?
I have no idea. Yes, it is. That is me.
I found this boot sale very hard because normally Neil wears his yellow hat so I can see him at a distance. But on Sunday he had a sheepskin jacket on, so it's kind of camel coloured, and a black hat, a beanie hat type thing, wasn't it?
Because
But
it's so
so
much
did
warmer.
everybody else. In the car on the way home, I said, "You're really lucky I got in the car with you. I could be with anyone."
It was so chilly. I wanted a warmer hat than the yellow hat, and there's some big trays there, isn't there?
So £40, fully working, no problem. 100% working, perfect.
Sorry, has he just said £40 for a
For the
toaster?
toaster on top of the yellow box. Yeah, £40 for
a
a
second-hand toaster?
But it's clean. It's all clean. I wouldn't pay £40
Don't
for
they
a brand
know-
new one, but there again, you know.
Don't they know this is a car boot sale?
Well, I say I would pay £40 for a brand new one. I paid a lot more than that when we went to Debenhams and
Yeah,
got that red one. It's always been useless, hasn't it?
it has.
Just because it costs a lot of money and looks good in the kitchen,
I don't
doesn't mean
think-
to say it'll do your toast any better than £5 one from Asda.
Well, at that point, you don't even know if it still works.
True.
We've got a lot of jewellery there.
Yeah, that little blue box on the table at the back is a Tisserand box, and I don't know if it was a Tisserand watch on it.
Right.
And if it is, I don't know if it's a genuine Tisserand or not, but that would have been worth but he's a trader, so he'll know the
Yeah.
value of it. He's probably got it up for quite a lot of money.
Yeah, exactly. Well, if he's selling toasters for 40 quid, then he ain't going to be cheap.
Exactly, yeah. But there again, you know, sometimes I don't ask what the price of something is because somebody else has asked the price of something else, and I thought, right, this
You can
person's
gauge
prices
it.
are
Yeah. You-
way over the top.
Absolutely, you can totally gauge. And also on the other thing, if you hear someone say a price for one thing, you think, oh, that's a really good price, you're then more likely to then, how much for this and
Yeah.
how much for that, and some things you wouldn't necessarily go for. If they're going cheap, they're worth getting.
I much prefer the stalls, whereas you're walking up to them, they just say everything's 50p.
Yeah, 50p,
You know exactly where you
20p.
stand.
That's
Yeah, this side
so-
50p, that side 20p. They're the
Yeah.
stalls I like.
Absolutely.
And incidentally, the jacket that Neil's wearing was from the Everything's Free store.
Yeah, it was an end of the day.
Yeah, I think that was at Shoreham one time.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it's packing up time to go home, and
Yeah.
anything left is free.
It's free, and it's
you've
like
got quite a lot of stuff there.
jacket. I had a camera lens that I sold for 20 odd quid. There was 3 or 4 things that I picked up that were actually pretty good. So yeah, I'm not proud. I don't mind paying absolutely nothing for an item if it's good.
And if it's going to keep it out of landfill.
Absolutely. Now, there was a little stereo down there. I looked at it and I kind of decided I've got enough. It wasn't kind of...
Yeah, it's a kind of a pottery thing
turquoisey
with a frog on top that I quite like. But I thought, well, I don't know. Do people want things with frogs on top?
I don't know.
They would at the pub, but
yeah,
we go to a pub called the Frog and Nightgown, and people keep giving them froggy things.
I quite like there was a blue glass back there. I like the blue. I'm no idea if it would sell for anything, but I quite like the blue. And also, it's kind of, you know, you've got to look for this stuff of how quickly is it going to sell, how much profit is there going to be in it for us.
All sorts of odds and ends.
Yeah, this lady's been going every week for a long time,
She
hasn't
doesn't
she?
have that much stuff though, really.
Well, I think she goes every week, so she's
Yeah.
sold all the good bits, really. But she, I mean, she's the one who says that she doesn't want to put it into landfill.
I know.
Yeah.
I sometimes get very jealous of friends that have moved because they do that every time they move. I've been stuck in the same place 43 years. My loft's creaking. It's going to collapse one day. But still I come out and buy more.
Yeah, I know the feeling. The one advantage that I do my stall on my own, so I can't really wander off and buy piles of stuff at the others.
That is the temptation when you're selling, isn't it? Is to
Yeah.
go home with more stuff than you took. Have I gone back inside?
You've gone back inside now, yes.
Highly disappointing.
You won't need the trolley next week.
That's Neil with his new gimbal toy.
Right.
He organised
Do you want to
it
tell us
on
about
the
your
way and he
gimbal?
said, why didn't you come in here and park? We could have parked just there.
Ah,
He said next week just drive straight down.
oh, brilliant.
Yeah, so that's me obviously there with my
You
gimbal.
empty trolley.
It's a nice little handheld gimbal which fits the action cam and should just help to smooth out the action of
Do you want to
what I'm
explain
seeing.
what a gimbal is? Because people that aren't into photography might not know.
It's a 3-axis gimbal, which means that it moves on 3
Now, you keep
axes.
saying it's a gimbal, but what
Okay.
is a gimbal,
Well,
Neil? Tell us what a gimbal
I was trying
is.
to explain what a gimbal is. You understand that there are 3 different axes, which you've got horizontal, vertical, and back and forth. Is it?
Up and down.
Up and down. Anyway.
Oh, that's vertical,
all the-
isn't it? Up
all
and
the
down.
di- all the different-
Horizontal. Depth. You've
depth,
got depth
all,
as well.
all the different
Oh, I don't know.
directions. So what it actually does is it holds the camera and it has a motor for each different axis and the as you kind of move, it kind of puts like a delay on the movement, so it kind of
it just
smooths
smooths
out
out
the
the
action. Yeah, and it kind of it can, if you focus it on one area, it'll stay focused. It can stay focused and
Right, now-
whilst you move.
this stall is all new stuff, and they've put lovely prices on it, so you don't need to barter. They know exactly what they want, but
Yeah.
nothing there to interest me.
As you say, it's all new stuff. It's all pre-owned, which is great if you're the end user. But you're not going to have any margins there for.
Well, what I'm always looking for on stalls like this is the little bit at the end of the table where they've got their old rubbish from home.
Right.
Because there could then just be a little bit of a gem in the second-hand stuff, but I'm not interested in buying new.
Yeah.
Except for the shampoo and... Not shampoo, the hair conditioner and bubble bath that I bought from
Right.
the other stall, not this
As
one.
you say, yeah. I mean, when it's stuff that we're buying for ourselves, it's like there was a load of tape down there, rolls of tape, and I was trying to think. So, how much do we pay per tape? And it's probably not 50p a. It's
Yeah.
not 50p a roll.
Well, we buy it in bulk as well,
Yeah.
so whatever saving they're getting, you know, they're then putting a profit on
Percentage,
top of
yeah.
it. So
Is
the
it-
only tape that I was tempted to buy is the This Way Up tape.
Right. And so there are some odd bits. Well, that's quite a nice
Yeah,
cooking bowl. It's
the covered roaster.
Yeah.
They are fantastic, and I've got a big blue one, a John Lewis one.
We've got 2 or 3 of them, haven't we?
I've got the small black one that's the size for a chicken, or I've got the big John Lewis one that
Yeah.
you can fit a whole leg of lamb in.
But then for selling, obviously, that's quite big to store, isn't it?
They're quite big, and you know.
However,
I don't know if people would still use them.
If it
They
was
actually-
the Cruzier pot, you would have gone, yeah, I'll have that.
Yeah,
But
but you know, because like when my son Tony cooks for us, he was 16 years a chef in Michelin kitchens, but he'd never put a roast in one of those, a covered dish,
no.
which is a shame because I think it
There's a
roasts
cup
it
there.
better.
There's a pink cup in a box. That might have been something to.
Oh, I think that said daughter or grandmother or something. like that.
You said that. Yes, I think you did say that. Yes.
And so that kind of brings your target
Down.
buyer
Yes.
down to
really.
people who've got a daughter or a grandmother or something, or
Yeah.
whatever it is.
No, I think you looked at those boots there.
I like
The-
the look of those. Yeah,
Yeah, they are
kind
actually-
of, they look like kind of fur-lined.
They are a work boot. They're a steel toe cap work boot. And I think you look at the brand. The brand of them is called Sight, and it's a brand that makes boots for work site. You see, it just says Sight there on top of the label, and I mean they're pretty nice, but they're a steel toe cap boot.
I mean, they're in nice condition.
I think they're only about 35 quid new. I don't think they're very expensive. It's not like a. It's not like picking up a Timberland boot that would
Yeah.
cost 100 or something.
I'm just on the lookout for warmer things as the cold weather's kicking in now.
Yes.
And I did promise myself a pair of Uggs or something similar, but
Well, it's just trying to find some that are your
and
size,
also,
aren't they?
if they come up the leg, then they've either got to be big enough that you can tuck your trousers inside, or narrow enough that you can put your trousers over the top. Otherwise,
Yeah. Very
There's
much
some-
so.
kind of wish I'd got that. I think that's Beatrix Potter book in the front there,
Oh, right. Yep. Yeah, Beatrix Potter is probably a good.
especially coming up for Christmas. But
Yeah. I did
when
look
people
at.
have put things on the ground to put all their stuff on, I don't like to actually tread on it to get closer
Yeah.
to the table. Because
There was some books there just by the jugs there, and they were kind of school kid books, like for helping with maths and different kind of. But they weren't really quite the kind of books that I go for.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
that just Neil saying that he'd taken his trolley back to the car.
Yeah, I'd already been round at that point and decided that. Saying that, I then came back out and then decided to get the leather
Heavy
trousers. But I'd already brought the car down closer, so that was all good.
I think it was along this bit somewhere. There's a chessboard box under a table.
Right.
You know, one of those wooden boxes where the top
Yeah.
of it is the.
You were saying about
It's
those
the
puzzles
chessboard.
there as well.
Oh yeah, the was jig puzzles. I think he was asking £2 each for them, but they
Right.
look fairly battered boxes.
Yeah.
And they had charity shop stickers on them, so I didn't know how many owners they'd had. And you know, if they're cardboard pieces, how many
much are
times can you
puzzles?
How many times can you do a puzzle before
Before they start.
it's going to fall apart
Yeah.
and not be?
And that's the thing, you know, if you're buying them for reselling, then you've got to have a quality item that you're rebuying. You can't send out a load of
puzzles,
rubbish.
I like puzzles if they're still in their cellophane, so I absolutely know that all the pieces are there. And so if they're in cellophane, I'll pick them up. In fact, just this week I've sold a 3D
Oh.
puzzle. Oh, that's my yeah, I'm going to buy that in a minute. Yeah, I recognise the goose there as being a ladro piece.
See, I would have called it a duck. But it's
Yeah,
a goose,
some
isn't
people on listings have said duck
Ducks.
stroke goose. I
Right.
would have said it's a goose, but
it? Yeah.
it doesn't really matter. And I was
So
kind of
it's-
humming and ahhing about
There
it.
is, yeah.
Every charity shop's got loads of it.
Oh,
Their
okay.
price has completely dropped on Ladra and Neo.
Yeah, well, that's £3. Years ago, I'd
Yeah.
give 25 quid for one.
It's hard to hear what was being said there, but he basically, he was saying that he would have been able to sell that for 25 quid,
Yeah.
you know, a few years ago.
Yeah.
Well,
And I was saying about how the price has really tanked on it.
Yeah.
That one's nothing.
1983 comic.
They're kind of in the style of, though, aren't they? Those other two little pieces.
£20.
Similar.
1980s.
They're little ornaments, I can't really remember them
Yeah.
very much.
50 quid on the internet.
Did you say 3?
Yeah.
We take 2?
Got to try, haven't you?
Oh, right, okay.
Good try, yeah.
I'll go on, I'll take it.
I mean, £3 for a genuine Ladro
Yeah.
isn't bad money
No,
at the
definitely.
moment.
And it's sat here right now with us, and it's a nice little piece.
If you collect them,
Yeah.
I hate these new notes. I'm never sure if they're stuck together.
Yeah.
I don't know, do they want to stick together? But I don't like.
It seems wrong having a clear bit in it.
Thank you very much.
And you've wrapped it up nicely. So many times you buy things from
And yeah, you just have it as it is. But
That one is a penny. There's that, and I'll find you. That in there, so I'll yeah. Sorry about this.
No, you're
My
okay.
handsman just woke up.
I was going to say, it's,
we all had such cold hands.
it was, yeah.
You know, he couldn't get his coins out. And
Thank you very much.
thank you.
Is that an old propelling pencil, isn't it?
But just looking now, I don't see, you know, there's a lot of stuff on that table. And for me, I just don't see anything there that I want to buy.
yeah, and there was a lot of dogs at this boot sale because the dog show was in the next shelter bit further over.
Give it a little play. It's a dent there.
And I think they were kind of wandering over and
Yeah.
There you go.
there is people that buy some of that stuff, but there's so much stuff there that it's like.
Well, I know other sellers that would walk around that boot sale
And
and
see
find absolute,
tons
you know,
of stuff.
armfuls of treasure. But I suppose we all know our own specialist.
Yeah, I walked around most of that and just didn't see it. However, would I said something? You know, if a few more stalls had a couple of cameras, a couple of pairs of binoculars, and a couple of DVD players, maybe I would have thought, oh, what a good car boot sale. I mean, that's the thing, isn't it? It's
Well, it's good if you find something that you like.
yeah. I mean, but it's like, you know, I didn't see any trainers or shoes that I liked. I was looking for. I was looking to see if there's any other clothes and stuff that.
Yeah, I was looking for just jumpers for both of us, really. Just some thick woolly jumpers because we could do with some. But I think this is all like end of the season. What's left stuff.
But I mean, that's the thing. If it's the end of the season, what's left stuff? At what point do we think? Well, okay, so it's a fresh spring year. So what's any different to?
Well, I think, you know, good weather brings out the general public, doesn't it?
It's the general
You know,
public
spring
ones that-
cleaning,
yeah.
people are doing decorating, they go through. They've had Christmas, they've chucked out all the stuff because they've made way from their
Yeah.
Christmas presents. Then they've got all the Christmas presents that they don't like, and they need
Yeah,
to shift
they
them.
need to shift them.
That
Now
all
that
needs
makes more
recycling,
sense.
doesn't it?
£2, yeah.
And I was wondering for reselling, it's like, you know, there's the preamble up to Christmas, which
Oh, somebody else just had a look at that.
How you doing, Pete?
but also after Christmas, will there be people who've got some money for Christmas and want to put something to get some Christmas money?
I doubt it.
You don't think that might most
No, you don't normally give money to adults for Christmas and they think, oh goody, I'll go to a boot sale. No,
No, not for a boot sale, but I'm thinking about for selling our stuff, for selling on eBay, for the reselling part of it, you know.
But like I said earlier, I'm just so grateful that these people put in the effort and did the boot sale anyway, otherwise we wouldn't have had anything to do.
Well, absolutely.
The weekend before when it had been cancelled because of weather, and the weekend before that when I had the cold and so was practising what I preach and keeping my germs to myself.
I mean, I did see the Skybox, but I'm not really picking up Skyboxes.
I don't think there's big demand
I don't
for them
think-
anyway. You know, if you've got Sky, they'll give you a box.
Exactly, yeah.
And that's one of the old ones, isn't it?
Yeah.
I didn't really want to pick up any plushies at all, more than enough. But this one I picked it up and I felt something kind of round inside it, around about the hip area. And I thought it might be one of those voice boxes that it plays music or something. But it turns out I was wrong and it was just hinged legs, so that you can actually move the legs and have it sitting quite stably.
Oh, well, that's still kind of cool, I think.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Quite like the blue organisers. If I ever needed to organise...
Oh, thank you. Yeah, that makes life a lot easier,
No,
doesn't
I
it?
haven't got like an
But you haven't got paperwork to organise.
haven't got
you just-
paperwork
Yeah, okay.
office anymore. Yeah, it's...
I feel tough to my hair stuck in front of the camera there. It was like, oh, is that my hair? Yeah, it's the bottom line, isn't it? It's coming forward. I'd say anybody living in South East England, do come along to Ardingly on Sunday morning because more people that go, then the more sellers will turn up,
Yeah.
and
Now,
the better it will be.
there was someone saying, there's one stall, I think we heard saying, they were saying about they've been down to Brighton recently because there's a Brighton boot sale, but how, because it's right on the coast of Brighton Marina,
Well,
it's
sea
really, really
comes
cold.
in, yeah.
So they came to this one
Yeah.
because it was that much more sheltered, apparently. Saying that, I still want to get down to the Brighton Marina one at some point. I've not been there for a boot sale. It'd be nice to check it out at some point.
And if anybody knows the name of that Build-A-Bear, then you can pop it down in the
George.
comments below. Sally.
Sally, yeah.
And I've been trying to find the Ladro model number for the duck or
Oh,
goose
right,
or
yep,
whatever
yep.
it is.
Any luck?
No, not so far. Yeah, it's ironic that I picked up 2 pieces of, well, a Ladro piece back in the summer and a Ladro-esque.
Yeah.
It was Miguel Rodriguez, so it's not by Ladro himself, but in the style of.
Right.
And it was the in the style of that sold.
sold.
Oh no, got about 22 quid for it.
Nice.
£20 profit on it, but the Ladro itself hasn't sold.
Hasn't sold yet.
I think so, yeah. We're just going to look at this last little bit and then we can go.
But my theory is with the Ladro that you know, there was a certain age group of people that all went over to Spain for their holidays in the 70s and 80s and went to probably went to the Ladro factory or whatever, bought really expensive pieces, came back, had their collections, and those people have all now sadly passed away.
Right.
And so all those pieces suddenly flooded the second-hand market. Oh,
Yeah.
that's a Super 8 cine film.
Oh, right. Yeah, I didn't even bother opening the case to look at it.
Well, I looked at it and I thought, I'm sure it does have a resale value, but I wouldn't know what it is or...
And the thing is, how you would, well, I certainly wouldn't know how to test it.
How much is the camera?
Yeah.
How much?
Oh, how much? Yeah. Yes, it's the camera. Sorry.
Yeah, that made me laugh.
Right,
Lady
it's
next
getting
to me
cold.
says, how much is the camera? And the woman selling it says, yes.
Yes.
Thinking that she'd said, is that a camera?
Is that a camera?
And how much is the?
£10.
All the dogs have even got their coats on.
Yeah. Shows it's chilly.
It was bitterly cold, wasn't it?
Blancmange molds or something like that?
Yeah.
It's like jelly molds and blancmange molds.
Yeah, like old Victorian style ones, don't they?
Yeah.
Now I liked that. I really liked that little thing. Sort of thing that Rebecca from the Curious Flea would pick up.
Right.
And I was desperately trying to get the lid off, but with gloves on. It was just sliding in my hands. And I thought, should I ask? Or eventually I think I do manage it.
Oh yeah.
What's your little pot? Okay.
They wanted £5 for it.
£5 for it.
I'd have had it for 50p, but
Yeah.
£5.
Well, £5 is what you'd probably be trying to sell it for, isn't it?
Well, I would hope to sell it for that or a bit more. I might sell for 10 or 15, but
Right.
I'm not going to pay out 5 in the
No.
hope that it might sell.
Yeah. No, I saw this table here had quite a few boxes of. You see the red lady's shoe there?
Yeah.
And they had a few boxes. I had a few of those of that kind of stylish. I never asked about it because you got black ones down there as well.
It looks like they're selling them for you though, doesn't it?
Yeah, I don't know. So I never bothered asking because I just don't know
because we were going to do it. We were looking at the
If
rust.
they fit you, or if you could even walk in.
I just don't know if they would go with the leather trousers that I got.
Exactly.
I mean, but no, I wouldn't know if they're a decent brand, if they're if they're a style that people want to buy.
Yes.
Could end up spending, I don't know.
Now I thought about that. It was sealed in its box. It's one of these make your own volcano home type of thing.
Yeah.
But then looking at the rest of the stall, it's kind of retail arbitrage type of thing. So I thought they're going to want
Drinking sessions.
Yeah.
so much that there isn't any room for me to
Any
make profit on
profit?
it.
Yeah.
So I decided against that one.
And that's the thing is, isn't it? Is with boot sales and for reselling, can we get enough stock at reasonable prices? If everyone just puts their prices up, it's a bit like a lot with the charity shops. If they're all trying to get so much money, which they have the right to. It's.
But the thing is, I
you
used
know.
to go in and buy a lot of things from charity shops because it didn't hurt your pocket to do it. You
Yeah.
go in, you think you've got a real bargain, you'd use it or whatever, and then if you decided that you'd had enough of it, it all went back to the charity
Yeah.
shop, and then they could sell it again.
And also, in that way, if you support the charity, you're kind of happy to send stuff to the charity shop as well, and there's a good flow. But when they're trying to make so much
Actually,
money,
after we come away from this boot sale, we did go to the 5 charity shops in Crawley and didn't buy a single thing, did we?
no, we didn't.
There was nothing there for us. I don't know if I'm going round again there.
Yeah, I think we can.
Because often you need to go back and have a second look, don't you? But
Yeah, so this has been Jan going around with her camera. I think shortly we have my little quick look round with me using my gimbal.
yeah, and I think I've just got some
Yeah. No,
air
I thought I'd
conditioner
have changed to go,
and
so
some
I'm here.
that one, but I was going to get that anyway. It just
Yeah.
saves me going to the shops to get it.
Yeah.
And it also helps
Yeah, so Brighton last week.
a fellow
absolutely
reseller.
Yeah.
freezing.
Yeah.
Freezing. Yeah. So I just thought it might be a little bit warmer here.
The wind was really bad. The woman,
But yes, I mean, I'll just wander around slowly because that's the speed that walk.
Yeah, I like to. Well, obviously, I walk around a lot quicker.
No. It has, I'm
But I
afraid.
do hope
I
that
normally
people
stand
enjoy
with
what Jan
50
can.
Yeah, it's nice to have a change, isn't it? I mean, obviously, it's.
Well, because you and I look at different things,
Yeah.
don't we? You'll be looking at cameras and binoculars and electrics mainly.
So here we have. We swapped over to me. I look at that and go,
Not for me.
lot for me. I'll move on. It's just trying to set my gimbal to have the right angle. And in theory, it's having the right angle set, and it should stay at that angle. So
Is it my eyes or is it slightly out of focus?
no, I think it's. I'm aware that that your camera's slightly brighter, so we've got some DS games there.
I quite like
want
that
to.
teapot. I
Yeah.
don't know if it'd sell for anything, and I don't want it for me, but I get very nervous of saying I quite like things because then, not Neil, but if I say it in front of anyone else, it might turn up at Christmas, and quite like doesn't mean to say I want it.
There's a shove halfpenny board just there.
All right.
There was another one round there as well.
That's the rule of the boot sale.
Yeah.
You may have never seen one at a boot sale before, but if you see one week, you'll see 2 or 3 more on the way round.
Yeah.
Excuse me, how much are you looking at on the old coffee machine?
Which one? This one?
Yeah, that one.
That one is almost brand new. I only had it a week and I didn't like it. I wanted one of the brown ones I had.
Right.
This one is like
Yeah, it's interesting that at Rusper we were asked not to film because people didn't want to be seen in the film. But
Yeah.
Right, okay.
you know, neither of us were really filming people's faces. You know,
No.
I angle it to try and get the stuff in rather than people's faces.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Unless it's somebody that, you know, actually recognise you and want to talk to you or something, and then you'll...
Yeah, I mean, sometimes.
Although, you know, on the way in when the chap who runs it stopped me,
Yeah.
and was saying about driving closer, you know,
Yeah.
I didn't angle the camera up then, so I don't think I got his face in it.
And I say this is all on the gimbal, so I'm working on like a preset angle that I think is probably a good angle, which I think is quite good actually. It's got the table in there quite nicely, and you can see underneath.
Yeah, so if you've watched our other films where Neil's been filming with his camera, is this any improvement? Do you notice it being any better? He's not. I've noticed that because you were more interested in your gimbal than, because I think this was probably a bit small for you, wasn't it? This boot sale. I think they have to be the leather trousers that you bought. Didn't see it. There they are, hanging up on the car behind, aren't they?
No, I don't think they are.
Well, in my film, I didn't see any others hanging up anywhere.
Well, we'll see if we do. I think there's...
We should do a spot the trousers competition.
We're going to do that in a minute. Spot the trousers competition.
Neil bought
I'll show you.
2 pairs of. Well, one pair was definitely bikers, and the other was. Are they both bikers leather trousers?
Yeah, because actually the ones that are straight-legged, which aren't biker, they've actually got Triumph. They're made by Triumph.
Oh right. So
Which
2
is
pairs of.
Now I think there they are on top of that white vehicle, behind this guy's bum, up there, behind that lady. That's where they are.
Oh.
So up behind the lady on top of the van. That's where the.
The big sale. It's for a YouTube channel.
Yeah, I think.
So, my wife and I, it's Neil and Jan Reselling. Neil and Jan Resellers on YouTube. So we call going round, and then we do a show and tell when we get home of what we've got and what we picked up and stuff like that. So
Yeah, I think it was this store that I got my gloves from.
Yeah.
I bought a pair of gloves, didn't I?
I get them 6.
So you got toolbox there, which I have a little look at. But the lid's actually broken on that.
Try it on.
Now hang on, there's a red.
I was going to say, what's that red thing?
It would look like an all-in-one kind of, maybe a waterproof all-in-one kind of.
Or was it one of those sleeping bags that you wear?
Could be. What we do have
one of those from you.
is a pack of Duracell batteries. There's 8 batteries for £3.
I'd be embarrassed if I were you to walk around dragging a trolley.
I know,
with
dragging a trolley.
Duracell.
I could just cut. There's no way I'm carrying those batteries. I need a trolley. Get me a trolley, Oh dear.
I need some gloves like yours.
Yeah.
Why haven't I got any?
I don't know.
I used to knit them and give them away as presents.
Yeah, well, I
Why
bought
haven't
those,
I ever made
so-
myself any?
Well, that was silly, wasn't it? Oh, another shove halfpenny board just back there. That was
And
where the
another
other one was.
toaster, but I don't think he was asking 40 quid.
I'm not asking 40 quid for it. Now, obviously there was a record player there, and we've already got one at home, and I've got 2 other record players that I still haven't got round to listing, and they're big and bulky, so I just wasn't even going to bother asking.
Oh, that's a nice coat
I
on the
like
dog.
the coat on the dog, yeah.
Was it a dog coat, or was it just something they chopped the arms off?
It might have been. Well, either way, it looked good. Did look good. So you've got the anime picture there, but really big. There's no way I'm going to send that out and post that.
Yeah, sorry guys, this is all a bit samey. Two people doing the same boot sale.
Yeah, it is.
But we've got no other footage.
We've got no other footage.
And it was a little boot sale.
Yeah.
So it's as good as it gets. We just keep going round and round.
Yeah.
And round.
Well, you get to see the difference in footage. You've got my footage versus Jan's footage.
Yeah, because another
It's
thing
not a
I
competition.
prejudge on when I'm buying things is the state of people's cars. If their car's nice and clean,
Yeah.
then depending on what it is I'm buying from them, you know, if it's something like kitchen stuff or clothes, then I want to know that it's come from a clean house.
Yeah. But if other people are watching it, they're not going to be looking at the transition from this angle to this. But I'm looking at, is it a smooth action? I think otherwise my stuff's been juddery. And so we've been around this table before.
I think actually it probably is smoother than normally, because some of your footage I find really uncomfortable to watch because it is so juddery.
Yeah, well, exactly. And so
You don't walk as smoothly as I do, and for some reason you stopped wearing a chest mount.
well, because I didn't think that it was. I found that the footage that I got wasn't as good as when I was holding it, is what I thought. So that's why I stopped wearing it.
Oh.
But now I have a gimbal, which I paid. Well, they're normally over £100, and I actually picked it up for about 60 on eBay on a special offer.
Black Friday deal thing?
No, it wasn't Black Friday. It was before
I hate
that.
to see that.
What was that?
That really makes me. That chap, we'd just gone past him. He had his phone sticking out of his jeans pocket, and I just feel like going up to people when I see wallets and phones sticking out of pockets and saying, somebody could stick. I mean, there's not enough people there that I think it would be stolen,
So-
but it's like, put things away and look after them, or you'll be pickpocketed.
So yeah, down there you've got science book, music, just different school books down there. But I don't think they were of a type that I could make much profit on.
Yeah, and I'm just thinking of those people that are actually doing the selling. You know, there was a couple of ladies sitting in chairs there. And I know myself, because being in a wheelchair or on a mobility scooter, if you're not actually moving, you get so much colder.
Yeah.
And as it was, we came home from that boot sale, got in about 12 or 1 o'clock, didn't we?
Yeah.
At 5 o'clock, I was still cold to the touch. You know,
Yeah.
when I said to Neil, you know, feel my leg, does it still feel cold to you? Because I think I'm freezing. And it was, wasn't it?
Yeah. Oh, there's your duck, still sat there.
Goose.
Goose, duck.
Ladro.
Ladro. Neo.
Neo by Ladro. Yes, it actually says on the bottom, Neo, handmade in Spain by Ladro.
Ah, there we go.
Because I've got a feeling that Neo was a separate company and then Ladro took them over.
Nice little gimbal. I've got a YouTube channel, and but I have been just holding the camera and it's really shaky. So to have a nice little gimbal that kind of smooths it out is kind of. It's the first time of using it, so we'll see what it's like later.
It's an unusual table they've got, isn't it? With the
Concertina?
Concertina construction.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there was a lot of people did go to this boot sale. It doesn't look very busy there, but you know there were a lot of people coming and going, weren't there?
Yes.
So if you've got bits to sell, do
Reasonable
go along
footfall.
to Ardingly and try and sell. Oh, there's some like Morris clog shoes there.
Yeah.
Yeah, do go along to Ardingly and sell it there. It's undercover. Oh,
no.
did you ever look at that yellow?
I did. So I was actually able. There's a little tripod thing on the bottom of the gimbal. There's a little tripod that expands out, so I can actually put the tripod on the floor. Let's have a look. I think. Oh, I'm trying to open it and I can't, so I'm gonna open it out.
Your camera on the floor and
On
then
the
have
floor.
2 hands. Well, that
Two
in
ha-
itself is a useful.
See, that's quite
thing,
nice.
Isn't it?
I didn't want the item, but that was quite handy. It was a handy little thing to be able
You
to
just
put it
got
down.
to remember to pick
There's
it up.
yet another shove halfpenny board. There's
Yeah.
like 3 of them. What is it with shove halfpenny boards at this boot sale?
Maybe it's a craze in that area. There's a Fortnum Mason. Oh no, it's a picnic basket there. Somewhere else around there was a Fortnum and Mason
Yeah.
wicker basket thing. I've got one that
I'm
need
moving
to
out
sell.
to the outside, to the outer bit now. Have a little look down here. Wasn't really much there. I like the purple drawers. If I wanted drawers, they're nice and purple.
And Mr. Woodman, he
Mis-
comes. I just have no idea how he fits all that in his car.
Yeah, how do you put all that in a car? And
And there's the bits and bobs lady.
yeah.
Because I assume if there were more cars, they could go into that
Had a general clear
area
out.
behind these cars and start filling that up, so it's all under shelter. What was that just got thrown in?
It's just opening up a bag.
Oh.
Looks like some seat covers he's just got. So there's jewellery here. I did also have a little bit of a browse from there just to see if I can see they've got a hanging rail there with many jackets to see if there's anything there that I thought might be interesting.
Such lovely blue sky, wasn't it?
Was a lot. I mean, blue sky wise, really nice day. I mean, obviously you had the cold from that.
Well, it's because you haven't got the cloud cover, you get the cold, isn't it?
Yeah. But as you can see, it's a lovely, nice big barn. Well, a barn? I'd call it a barn and an outbuilding.
Shed, barn.
Yeah, nice big building.
Yeah, because when we say it's an indoor boot sale, you don't get the idea that it's got 4 walls and heating.
No, it's
not
it's
that.
undercover.
It's still very, well, I think
that-
it's, they use it for agriculture.
Yeah.
And, you know, like livestock and things. What is the South England showground? So anybody who's been there will know it.
Yeah.
And they do have all sorts of other sales events going on. Very often when there's a boot sale on the grass further down, there'll be, you know, Tiddlywink Collectors Fair or something on whatever.
Some kind of yeah. Something like that. So I was just heading back round again. I'm going to cut the film off at this point. You don't need to see me going round again. So I hope you
I've
guys.
already been round 15 times.
Yeah.
Hello, wake up, people.
Yeah.
So I
So-
have to watch something else.
Anyway.
But anyway, thank you for if you've made it this far. Thank you.
Yeah. We've got some
we've
more
not
films
been-
coming.
Yeah, we've not been putting out a lot of footage lately because of various different reasons. We have got one coming up from some old footage that I found.
Of a tent.
Yeah, putting a tent up to take the photos to sell it. Well,
Yeah.
If you've ever been camping, half the fun of it is watching other people struggle putting their tents up, isn't it? So once that's on, give that a watch.
Yeah. So anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Pop your comments down below. Let us know what you think of the filming, of Jan's filming, of my filming with the gimbal. And we look forward to seeing you guys soon.
Yeah, and don't forget to like and subscribe.
Yeah.
And share it about a bit.
Catch you on the next one.
Okay, bye.
Bye.